Hi there, folks. Welcome back to the Short and Stout Guys channel. We are the Short and Stout Guys. I'm Terry.
I'm Daniel.
Daniel, we are in HHN mode.
Woo!
I know, we've been there. So we've been there 3 days. Mm-hmm. It took us the first 3 nights, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, to get through all the houses. Now we're going to go back, we're going to visit again, we're going to just kind of start going to maybe our favorite houses and going to our favorite scare zones. We don't feel like we have to get everything in all the time now. So we kind of enjoy from here till the end of HHN because we can kind of do our favorite things. We've experienced most everything. We do still need to pick up the Circus of Decay.
And maybe see the Death Eaters.
Yeah, that's true. We got to go see the Death Eaters. But anyway, we got to do that, those couple things. And after that, I think we've pretty much conquered everything. And then we can start just hitting our favorite things. Well, in our last video, Daniel, we covered the 5 IP or
intellectual properties. Yeah.
Intellectual property, which means it's a brand that is owned by some company, and so Universal has to pay money to be able to use that branding and characters and things like that. Well, today is a little different story because now we're going to do the 5 original houses that Universal came up with for this year's Halloween Horror Nights, and they are really good.
They are fantastic.
I mean, all the houses are really good. I mean, there's like one house that I don't care to go through again.
Terrifier.
I don't want to go into detail about, but you know, if you watched our last video, you saw kind of just that's not my thing. But the houses we're going to see today, these are all original. They're all good, and I'm going to do it in a little different order. I'm going to cover it in my order this time, but I'm going to go in reverse order. So out of the 5 houses, I'm going to go through the house that I liked the least out of the 5. And it's really, I'm not being mean because I liked all of the houses, all the original houses. They were all great, but somebody's got to be 5, somebody's got to be 4, and I'll work my way up to my favorite.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. First of all, this is a list of all 10 of Universal's houses. The houses, some people call them mazes, but usually they're referred to as houses or scare houses that Universal's offering for this year. And again, we handled the 5 intellectual property houses last time, and those were the you can do them in any order: Fallout, the Wyatt 6, we have the 5 Nights at Freddy, the Jason Universe house, and then also the Terrifier. But anyway, those were the 5 intellectual properties. Now we're going to go through it. We're going to do the 5 original houses. And just to give you a list, the 5 original houses for this year are, in no particular order, Hatchet and Change, which is a Western. Love that. Artista, you're going to like that one. Dolls. Galkin, which is Monsters of the North. And then also Grave of the Flesh. And you know what? I'm going to start with Grave of the Flesh. Now again, just like last time, Universal does not allow us to film in the houses. So in order for us to show you some clips of the houses, we have to rely on the YouTubers who they invited to a special media event who could film. They kind of lighten the houses a little bit, I think, for the media event too.
Yeah.
So they can go in there and they can film. Nobody else can do it. You can get in big trouble if you film in the houses. You can get banned from Universal, so we don't want to mess with that. And so we didn't film in the houses, we didn't take any still pictures in the houses, we didn't do any of that kind of stuff. So what we're going to show you today are clips that another YouTuber that we know and admire, his clips from when he did the media tour. And so Kevin Heimbach, and we'll give him a credit here on the screen. So we really recommend, if you want to see more of the videos, if you want to see the audio that goes with the videos, because we're going to be talking through the clips as we go, I recommend that you go see Kevin's stuff. And also, if you are interested at all in any of the Halloween Horror Nights lore, any of the backstory, the how things tie together, Kevin's the guy. Nobody does lore better than Kevin does. So anyway, we'll give credit all the way through the clips, but also really consider going and checking out Kevin's stuff. He is just amazing at what he does with the theme parks, and especially with Universal. All right, anyway, first house we're going to do is Grave of the Flesh. Now, the story behind this is that you're dead. I'm sorry to say. You've died. And matter of fact, you're going to go into a big graveyard, and the size of this graveyard is incredible when you see the set. And once you go into the graveyard, you're in the grave, and you're going to look up, and you're going to see they've dug your grave, and you are down at the bottom of the grave looking up, and you can see the tent. You know how they put those tents over a grave so that it doesn't get rained in and fill in and all that stuff. You're looking up, it's raining, you can see the tent, it's done. You're done for. And now what comes next is just all downhill from here. In this particular scenario and universe, there are things that are out to get you after you've died.
Yep.
And so you're going to see all variety of creepers. Big teeth, some of them, a lot of creepy skeletons. What do you think of this house?
It was definitely a trip, for sure.
It was.
I think the room that stood out to me the most is the room that's like has a bunch of staircases and like black stuff dripping upward. It's kind of weird.
It is amazing how they did it. So hopefully we'll get to that point in the clip. But if not, it is an amazing house. All kinds of different jumping out monsters and creepy things. It's really, really very well done. But among the original houses, it wasn't in my top 4. Okay, it was number 5. Second house we're going to do today, this is my number 4 house. For me, that is Galkin, Monsters of the North.
Yeah.
Now, we're from the north, probably not as north as this is. This probably is a little more up into Canada, I'm guessing. Maybe not, but these are monsters, from the Great White North. So when you get into this house, look carefully. There are wolves lurking around. You're going to see monsters of all kinds again. I would guess I would call them skinwalkers and different things like that. Yeah. Lots of different.
There are some really impressive sets in this house. They really make use of the space. It's incredible.
Yeah, they do. And this one happens to be in a tent, but still you feel like you're in a bigger space. So all kinds of stuff. It's a great house. Lots of variety of the creatures that are coming for you. And in an outdoor setting, very, very cool house to go through that as a Galkin. Monsters of the North. All right?
It kind of reminds me a little bit of a scare zone from a couple years ago, where it's like Undead Vikings or something like that.
A little bit, yeah. Some of these things are going in and they're ripping people up and tearing them apart. And, Yeah, yep. All right, moving away. Any other last comments on Galkin?
The set pieces are amazing. Like there's a giant Wicker Man like statue. There's these giant like stick things up in the trees that kind of remind you of Blair Witch.
A little bit.
It looks it's impressive what they've done with such a little
space.
I'm
going to give a real quick shout out to Universal, because I know Universal makes a lot of money on these events, but they have really done some things to help us, the people who go to enjoy the event this year. They had built 2 brand new giant tents in the very back area where you would go in kind of in between Men in Black and where the big stage is, right? And then you have to walk way around to get to these 2 houses. But they built a couple brand new tents, and last year you just stood out there in the sun and just baked while you waited to get into these houses. Well, Universal has put some money where their mouth is, and they built a huge shaded tent. And they've added some fans in there and things. So, if it's raining, you're going to be able to get out of the rain a little bit. If it's just plain blazing hot sun, at least you can get in some shade and maybe get next to a fan for a while. So kudos to Universal. They also put you in a lot of air-conditioned waiting lines this year. So thank you, Universal, for doing that. Appreciate it. Really cool that Universal upgraded the things there in the back. And I'll try to find a couple pictures of last year and the way that they've added the tent for this year. All right, heading into my 3rd house. All right, weird, but I'm going to tell you, it's Dolls.
Dolls, Let's Play Dead.
Dolls, Let's Play Dead. So you want to tell them the story behind this one?
Well, I believe that you are toys. You're dolls the size of like Barbie dolls or action figures, and you go to this little girl's room, and she's a little messed up. She's kind of like Sid, but maybe worse. She melts them, she electrocutes them, she cuts off their hair with a razor. She's not very nice.
She's not real nice to her toys. No. There is a very little bit of blood in this house, but it's not human blood for the most part.
It's like a rat.
There are rats. Yep, there are some rats coming around, and one of them got trapped and lost a tail. Another one's going to try to come get you. So that's about the only blood. All the other violence in this house is perpetrated against the dolls. Yeah,
melted plastic, cut off hair.
Yeah, it's just very cool. The dolls come to life, and they're angry, and they might be angry at you as well. But the scenes are very unique. We really enjoyed it. It's a house you can go through and not worry really about being grossed out.
And there are some interactive buttons I've heard in this house. Like there's one for a doorbell, there's one for the razor, and there's another one, but I haven't found it yet.
Whenever we watch the clips and that doorbell goes off, it drives our dog nuts because she thinks it's our doorbell here at the house. But anyway, so that is Dolls Let's Play Dead. All right, got 2 more original houses we need to try to work our way through. The next one really could have been my most popular because I love the idea of this one. It is, now last year, there was another house, original house, with all the theater theme houses.
Oh, Slaughter Cinema.
Slaughter Cinema,
right.
Yep.
Okay.
Where they have lots of different clips going on. And then you're just kind of walking from one B movie to another.
Yeah.
Well, this one was featured as one of the houses, or one of the rooms in that house. Universal does not often do Westerns as part of Halloween Horror Nights. And that's what made this one kind of stand out when you went through the house. Well, now they've gone ahead and made it a whole house by itself. And it is called Hatchet and Chains Demon Bounty Hunters. And they are out there. The story behind this one is it's a Western town where this gal is just furious at the railroad for some reason. And so to get back at the railroad and perhaps the townspeople, she has somehow summoned demons, lava demons.
Hot lava demons.
To come and attack the town and the train and all kinds of stuff. And so as you go through, you're going to meet her on the porch, and she is just nuts. She's a crazy lady wielding a knife, and you're going to die. Anyway, so you're going to go in to this. They built this wonderful old Western facade, and in you go, and then you're going to begin your journey through, and right away you're going to see the guys Hatchet and Chains. Hatchet is a human. No, maybe that's backwards.
No, Chain is the human.
Chains
Hatchet
is a human. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. Sorry.
And the other guy is a demon working against the demon. So you've got these two. He rides a demon horse, and you're going to see the demon horse in the house. Just a lot of cool Western elements. You've mentioned before you really like the bullet holes in the wall.
Yeah, there's a scene where you're walking through, and it's kind of like a shootout, and there's like little holes in the wall that start glowing, and smoke comes out of them like you're
they're
crossfire.
Fresh. Yeah, like the fresh holes. All kinds of cool stuff. There's another room where you'll see a train going by, and you feel like it's really going by. I mean, it's amazing. All the stuff that they worked in to this room. Again, a lot of pop-outs, a lot of these demon creatures coming out, trying to get you. There's a well on the outside of the house where these things are supposed to be coming out of, and then they try to get into humans and enter them and do whatever evil stuff they're doing. But
Gotta give a special props to the lady at the very beginning of this house. She has probably the hardest job in this thing, because she's out there. Everyone is seeing her in the line.
Yeah, she's winding up the crowd before they get in the house.
Yeah,
so, really good house. Job. We enjoyed the Western theme immensely, and so props to Universal for coming up with a Western themed house, an original house. So, all right, finally we're going to get to my favorite house, and you might be kind of surprised by this, but my favorite house was Artista, a Spanish haunting. Now, the whole theme of Halloween Horror Nights this year tends to be kind of based around the vines and the gargoyles and
stained
the
glass
crows and stained glass windows, and all of that comes from this house, the Artista Spanish haunting. And so the basic storyline here is there's an artist guy who lives in this big mansion, and I don't know why, but for some reason the house and his art has driven him mad. And so and there are ghosts aplenty in this house, but wait till you see the facade. The opening facade for this house is massive, and it is gorgeous. It is you are like walking into a movie set. But even more than a movie set, which is 2D, this one is 3D. It is just absolutely amazing. Anyway, so as you go walking through, you're also going to get into the courtyard of the house. And the courtyard of the house has a working fountain, and there's all kinds of other stuff going on. They use about every ghost effect in this house that I've ever seen in a haunted house. So I loved it. Great house. It's not necessarily a happy ending, so just be aware of that. But it is a beautiful house to walk through if you just are into being amazed by the set work that Universal has put out. So, all right, anything you want to add to Artista?
I'm kind of surprised by this one. I liked a lot of the ghost effects, and I like that they have like a gargoyle that kind of flies above you. I was kind of expecting from the merch I've seen, I was kind of expecting seeing more of the paintings coming out and trying to get you, but
And reaching out
yeah,
somehow.
like
But they often do an effect where it looks like somebody, like a mirror effect, and then somebody reaches through the mirror. But
yeah.
But it was really good. So many
Really
different effects, lots of jump scares. Very, very cool set. So, all right, we're going to go ahead, and with that, we're going to kind of wrap up for today. I will add one more thing. Granted, I didn't like the Terrifier house. We know that already, right? And we'll show you again on the screen all 10 houses. But I will also say that the Terrifier does come out of his house, and he makes little appearances out around Halloween Horror Nights in different places. Just sort of pops up and does creepy things, and then goes away. We've seen him a couple of times. Sometimes he's dressed up like a creepy Santa. Sometimes he's dressed up just like himself, interacting with the people a little bit. And but anyway, doesn't make me like the house or him any better, but just kind of another one of those street experiences. All right, well, we hope you enjoyed us taking you through these 5 houses. Remember, if you have a different list that you'd want to share, I know you had a different list. Mrs. Short and Stout Guys would have put these in a little bit different order, but share your list in the comments. Talk to us about what you liked, what you didn't like about HHN. We so far have loved this year's HHN. And so hopefully you enjoy coming along with us, enjoying the event. And until next time, take care.
And stay spooky.
Spooky.
HHN. HHN.